mic sounds in a video game ramble, a specific game. The game today is The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim. This is the 50th version they released now. This is special edition. This has Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn on it. The expansions. This is just Skyrim in general. This is just the version I have of it. I originally pre-ordered this for the PS3 back in 2011. 11 it came out, and there hasn't been a new Elder Scrolls single-player campaign. I'm not counting Elder Scrolls Online. In 12 years. Oh, well, it'll be 12 years this fall. That's freaking nuts. It really is ridiculous. Yeah. Skyrim. Got it. When it came out, pre-order, I played it on PS3, completed it. When I first played it, and I loved it, I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't, but I'm comparing it to the other ones that I had played, Morrowind and Oblivion. I had not played the first two. One's Daggerfell, right? And I forget what the other one's called, Arena or something. But I was like, is it as good as Oblivion? And I love Oblivion. I love Morrowind as well. Because I put 98 hours, or a little over 100, into this when I beat it on the PS3. It was 98 or 103, I don't know. It was in the 95 to 105 hour range, right? Obviously, you can go much longer than that. And that's not counting. I didn't play the expansions at all back then. First time I played the expansions when I got this copy. But it was cool. It was still a really sick game. And I played it again on the 360 in 2016. Or 2015. No, it was 2016. It was early 2016. I got it cheap. It was $5. I got it online or something. I was like, I'm going to play it again. These Elder Scroll games are the type of game where 4 years, 5 years goes past. You're like, I want to go back into that world again and just fuck around, But, almost dropped it. But I played it again, and that's when I was like, I put the second time on the 360, I put probably 130 hours in, so I went further. Now, I had done all the guild stuff. I did the Thieves Guild, I did the college, the Mages College missions, I did the Assassins, Dark Brotherhood stuff. Oh, what's the fourth one? And the fighter, both the companions in this one, but that's the Fighters Guild was kind of the equivalent. So I did the same stuff, but I think I did more. I was doing a ton more exploring and just really taking it in a lot more, and I really was like, this game's amazing. Now, I'd have to play a full playthrough of Morrowind again, because Morrowind differs from this one in Oblivion a ton. But this game's amazing. Skyrim is just a phenomenal fantasy RPG, Western RPG. Just, RPG, I won't say Western, RPG. Because I would use that, a lot of people use that term for these kind of games, or Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, certain things. The other RPG, it's not turn-based, right? But single-player RPG, this game is just amazing. And this, they all come with a map, which is sweet. There's the map. You got Whiterun. Whiterun's the one city, Windhelm. Morthal, Solitude, Markoth, Falkreath. It's down there, Riften, that's where the Thief Guild is. There's another one floating around somewhere, I think, maybe not. Oh, Dawnstar. And Winterhold up top. Skyrim starts similar to the other ones. Morrowind started off, you were just on a boat, and you hop out, and then you give them your information, whatever. Oblivion, you start in jail and come out. This one, you're about to get executed. And a dragon comes and lands, everything happens, you're escaping. And then, you're the Dragonborn in this, we all know, right, at this point. So you get shouts, dragon shouts that you use. You unlock them by killing dragons. Or sometimes just, actually no, usually there's always a dragon nearby, one of their little shrine type things that you get the thing, and you get different levels of like each shout as well. So they do different things. I think I found a lot more of those too in my second playthrough on the 360. But you start off and you can either join the, I forget their names. You either join the Empire that come from, the Imperial City, and, the Nords? No, they didn't call them that, did they? What they call them? I have no idea, I can't remember. I forget what they were called. But it's the people who live in Skyrim, right? The people who are native to Skyrim. Because the Imperials come in and they're like, the Empire's like, oh, we gotta take, trying to bring order or whatever the hell they're doing. And you can choose either path. I think I did a different one on my second playthrough, so I went through both. And it ends with you taking a different city. I think you take Windhelm when you're, because you're in the beginning, you're getting carted to this place to get beheaded. And the other guy's there, I forget his name, who's like the leader of the resistance, or they're not even, they're called the rebel, whatever you want to call them. I forget what their actual, I just can't remember their name. Stormcloaks, I think it's the Stormcloaks, right? I think that's what it is. Anyway, the guy is there, and he does a shout too. He can shout too. But either take out Windhelm, which is like their capital base, or if you use the Stormcloaks against the Imperial army, you're, I think they might be in Solitude. No, maybe it's Whiterun that you take over. I think it's Whiterun. And there's Jarls in each place. Whiterun's like the big, it's almost like the main city in a way. It's the one you're hanging out with the most. That's where the companion stuff takes place. You get their missions from there. The Dark Brotherhood starts off like in a random hiding place you go into, and they have their sanctuary, and then it gets destroyed, and you end up in Dawnstar. Thieves Guild is in Riften, and Winterhold is the Mage's College. And the main quest is you have the one dragon's coming back now as like a spirit or something, and he's gonna destroy the world or some crap. And there's some dragons that are good. They'll help you out. But, it's just an amazing game. Like, these games are so good at just letting you explore. Like, once you level up a bit, because you start running into shit that's gonna kick the hell out of you, like, it doesn't matter. Like, but you could spend. I always wanted them to make an Elder Scrolls show, and like one episode's just an hour and a half of someone going into caves and picking flowers, like ingredients for potions. Like, that's what you'd find yourself doing. I'm gonna, you play this the kind of game you'll put 7, 8, 9 hours in at a time, because you'll be like, I'm just gonna go to one more cave. I'm gonna do one more quest. The main storyline's pretty good, but these games are always, and Oblivion was the same, Morrowind as well. The side stories, like the guild stories, are usually so much better. The Dark Brotherhood storyline in Oblivion is fucking amazing. It's really good in this too. At one point, you end up in the coffin with the Night Mother. Night Mother's body's all shriveled and starts talking to you. But they get betrayed in that one. The first one too. In Oblivion, I think it's a similar thing. The college one's good too. That one's actually pretty long. The companion one is where you can turn into a werewolf. You eventually get that power. Or what do they call it? They might not even call it a werewolf, I forget. But they're just awesome storylines in themselves. Are actually probably better than the main storyline. And there's tons of side quests as well. Little mini quests you do for people in all the towns you go to. People just like run up to you and ask for help. You'll actually encounter dragons randomly as well. The tune will start kicking in. You're like, oh shit. You can play in first or third person. I played first person. Morrowind I played in third. I don't know if Morrowind... Yeah, I think you could have done both. And then I just started playing them in first person. It was easier. Once again, you make your own character, so you can be any one of the different races that are in the game. And male, female, you can select, like, if you want to be, like, use magic primarily, or you want to be stealth, you want to be a warrior type. You can choose that stuff as well. Eventually you start using modes. Like, I always went with the kind of warrior type. I forget what it is, but at one point I'd be, like, wielding, like, a mace or something. I'd be using, like, flame magic, or I would use some magic as well. Sometimes I would go stealthy and use bows and stuff like that. Kill people with arrows and stuff. And you get this loot everywhere. You're getting better armor. You're getting this. You can do Daedric quests, which is always super fun in these games, where you're doing quests for the Daedric princes or whatever. And then you usually end up getting sick weapons from that. I always use the mace of Moloch or something. I always use that one, like soul traps, because that's another thing you can do. You can like trap souls into things, energize them and stuff. That's how you like charge your weapons, your magical weapons, and you can make weapons. You can make them magical and stuff. That was a cool mission where you go into a place and it seems like the house is haunted, and then you go down, you find out not, you have to screw with this one guy. You're like trapped in this thing, and the god, the prince is like, kill him, and you just do it. Those are always cool. Oblivion's the one. I think Oblivion's the one that had the quest where you go in the painting. I'm trying to think if there's any weird ones in this. Shivering Isles was also the expansion of Skyrim, but he pops that Daedric Prince of Madness pops up in this as well. They all do. They're all there. I forget the name of Zora is one, I believe. Like I said, Mohawk or whatever his name is. I forget what the one from the Shivering Isles is called. Those are always fun quests to do. You gotta break out of a prison in this one. At one point you end up in a prison on purpose as part of a quest line. I think it might be part of the... No, wait. What is it part of? Is it part of the main storyline? Is it part of one of the other guild quests? I forget. But it's just a fantastic game. I want a new Elder Scrolls so badly. Like, tell me new Elder Scrolls coming out for the new systems, and I will buy the new system tomorrow. Like, these games are the only games that are going to system sell for me. Like when Oblivion came out, I was like, it was like 3 weeks later. I'm like, I gotta get a 360. Now with Morrowind, it came out after I got the Xbox anyway, but I think it came out June 2002. I remember I was like, this game seems interesting, and I picked it up, and I was like, this game's awesome. Like I say, get different gear. The expansions are always good in these games too. Morrowind had Blood Moon, and I think that had... Did that have like an arena down? It took place in the Imperial City, I think, that one. forget what it was called. Tribunal, actually, I think it was called. Blood Moon, you turn to a werewolf. You end up the Dragonborn's DLC. You end up on that same island that's right off the coast of Morrowind. It's like part of Morrowind. I forget what it's called. So that was cool. That one was cool because you go there. You gotta go there by boat, right? And it had some of the mushroom type stuff and the look of Morrowind. Not all of it. Some of it did, though, and that was cool. But that one, you're going after another Dragonborn guy. There's some weird quests in that one. Pretty cool, though. Like the Dragonborn before you or something, I forget. The other one, Dawn Guard, you can be a vampire. You can either fight with vampires, or you can fight with, I forget what they're called, the vampire hunter guys, though. Those were also cool. And Hearthfire is where you can buy houses and adopt kids and stuff. I love building the houses, though. It's so fun. And then I'm like making bookshelves. I'm grabbing books from everywhere I travel and then putting them on the shelf. Like I'm putting them on, and everybody's probably done this, I'm putting the books like perfectly on the shelf. I'm like, don't tilt or anything. I need to get them to fit perfectly. Sitting there for an hour and a half doing this stuff. But that was cool. I had a bunch of, you can get like, I think I had like 4 or 5 houses or something like that. Just super fun. The DLC is always fun for these games. Oblivion had the Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine. What was the other one? Which is good. That one was cool because like at the end you're fighting up in the sky and you see like the Imperial City below you. But it's just a fantastic game. Like it really is good. And you're gonna spend time playing it, and you're gonna just want to keep going. And it looked great. This version looks a little better. Especially, it looks a little bit better graphically, but not like, it's not like state of the art. It's not like up to date now. But even back when it came out in 2011, I was like, I remember seeing trailers for it, and I was like, holy shit, this looks so much better than Oblivion graphically. And I was like, yes, this is awesome. Oblivion did better with when you get out of the sewers, when you're like escaping the prison. You come out of the sewers and like you just see a big part of the open world, and you're like, oh my gosh, like it's a really like jaw-dropping. It was a jaw-dropping moment back when that game came out. That one, it's Oblivion. You're in Oblivion a lot. That's the name of where they go, right? The Daedric Princes are you, and you gotta like destroy the gates. This one, it's just incredible. Skyrim. And eventually you end up in like their heaven. That's where you defeat the dragon. I forget the dragon's name is. Like Bethune or something weird. But you meet up with like the elders or whatever, and they teach you shouts and stuff. It's just an amazing game. If by chance you've never played this, play it. It's the kind of game you could just throw on and play. Similar to like a Red Dead Redemption 2. You just throw it on and you're just riding around on a horse looking at shit and finding weird stuff. Red Dead Redemption 2, I might do one of these on as well. That game is like probably the best game world I've ever seen exist. It's probably the most realized and like most like in-depth game world I've ever seen. But Skyrim is really amazing. Like it's just a super fun game. And once you start like kicking ass, it gets even more fun. Like it gets to a point where you're just like, you have your mace, whatever weapon you have, you're just like boom, and the person's going down like one shot. These games aren't necessarily that hard unless you get a little too brave and go fighting things that are just gonna beat the hell out of you. Like, get like example, like early on you'll go after a troll and will just beat the shit out of you. But then like, you get 10 levels up and then you're just wailing it, and you could pick locks, you can freaking rob people, pick their pockets and stuff. And you obviously it's Elder Scrolls, so you have different levels, you're leveling up and stuff like that. You can learn different magics. This one has that giant skill tree in different sections when you like it comes up. It's kind of cool the way it comes up. This has a cool types of different magic, like illusion, healing, destruction, conjuration. Then you have blunt weapons, you have heavy armor, light armor. You can upgrade this stuff constantly, and then you can break it down if you want, so you get all your little points back, and you get like 2 different ones if you want. And Skyrim, and this cool thing. This one's good because, like when you're up near Rift, and there's like I forget what those trees are called, the birch trees, I think. It has a nice fallish look, and then you go to different areas. It's snow everywhere. When you go like up in the north of the map, there's a lot of snow. White runs kind of the plains and stuff like that. There's a lot of like diverse landscape in this game, for sure. The Nern root is in this, of course. This one takes place after Oblivion. I think they mention it in like the text or something. Maybe that was the trailer. It talks about I think long after the gates were closed or something. It's a fantastic game though, man. Like, it's Skyrim, These games are just so cool, and they're straight single-player games. I love it. I just play it. I'm just exploring, and I'm enjoying the game. Of course, some of the NPCs are stupid. This one has the arrow in the knee. I was an adventurer like yourself until I took an arrow in the knee that everybody started memeing and stuff. And sometimes, it is what it is. But like I said, you're selling stuff constantly. You're buying things. You're buying new armor. You can make armor and stuff. And it's just, and smithing is another thing you can upgrade, stuff like that. So you can build better armor. I think I ended up with Daedric armor. I always like using Daedric for the heavy armor. I usually go with like glass armor, elven armor, I'm trying to think what the best light armor was. And this one you can collect. You can do dragon armor as well. And you collect when you kill dragons. You take their bones and stuff. But of course, you have to have it. You gotta always make sure to like upgrade your stuff so you can carry more. You become over encumbered and you can't move. And you gotta drop stuff. And you're like, oh crap. I'm pretty sure that stuff will stick around though too if you can remember where it is. And you could buy, like, before the one DLC with the houses, you could just buy houses in each town, set up shop to throw your gear in. It's funny that when you have a lot of houses, you're like, I want to grab a different weapon. You're like, what house did I leave that weapon in? You can grow plants, too, with the hard forest stuff. If I was doing magic, I would have, like, either dual destruction with the flames or lightning or whatever. And sometimes I'd go healing. Like, sometimes I'll just have my mace and I'll heal or I'll have fire, depending on, like, how I'm feeling. Obviously, you get potions and stuff. All types of potions do different things. The Dark Brotherhood was still probably the best quest in this one. And then, like, after you finish the quests lines for the side stuff, you can then do repeat quests over and over. I forget the Thieves Guild one. I think the Thieves Guild one might have involved the Daedric Prince at the end. I can't remember though. So you got screwed over there too, and you end up with I forget what happens at the end of that one. People are always turning